Breaking news, the former TikTok personality who killed 2 people, including his wife, has just been found guilty of first-degree murder.
CBS 8's Kelly Hassett was in the courtroom. She joins us live with the defendant's reaction to that verdict. Kelly.
Yeah, and I can tell you guys, it was an emotional day in court today. This verdict means that Ali Abulaban will spend the rest of his life behind bars without the possibility of parole. Now, as that verdict was read, you could hear the victim's family and friends as they started cheering. Abulaban looked stunned, and I think as the news started to sink in, he started to cry.
We, the jury in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Ali Nasser Abulaban, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree. Of Rayburn Cardenas Baran. We, the jury in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Ali Nasser Abulaban, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree, Anna Abulaban, in violation of Penal Code Section 187, Parent A, as charged in Count 1 of the information.
And you saw there at one point Abulaban turned to look at the courtroom gallery as if he was annoyed, like he couldn't believe there were people cheering. The jury, made up of 7 women and 5 men, spent about a day and a half deliberating before finding Abulaban guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder. Now, they also found him guilty of a special circumstance of committing multiple murders, which means he will not be eligible for parole. Now, as the courtroom proceedings went on, you started to see Abulaban tear up. At one point, he was wiping his eyes. His defense attorney handed him a tissue. As he's crying, his face was red. Now, he continued crying as the judge excused the jurors. You could see his attorney talking to him, trying to console him. Now, outside the courtroom, Anna's friends and Ray Barron's family told us the verdict unleashed a wave of emotions.
Obviously, nothing's going to bring our brother or Anna back, but at least he's never going to be able to do this to another person again.
I mean, it was such a relief. I mean, we didn't have any doubt that we were going to get anything other than guilty, but it's just the relief. We've been waiting almost 3 years for this.
Is this justice for Anna?
This is justice for Anna and Ray.
And I would say that whole first 2 rows of the courtroom gallery was all friends and family members of the victims. They were hugging, they were crying, and they did something I have never seen before, which is they said thank you to each and every one of the jurors as they left the courtroom. Now, the celebration continued outside in the hallway. They continued to hug, they continued to cheer, and they were even taking turns hugging the prosecutor. Now, my colleague Steve Price had a chance to talk to one of the jurors. He's going to have much more on that coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight. As for sentencing, that is set for June 28th. Shannon and Carlo.
You know, Kelly, oftentimes during this trial, we would hear about Anna and Ali's little girl, Amira. Do we know what happened to her?
Yeah, that question was asked today, and according to Anna's friends, she is staying with Ali Abulaban's mother, which, as you remember, she testified during this trial as a witness for the defense. So according to the friends, that has caused some tension within the family and also within Anna's friends. But at the end of the day, you think about this is a little girl whose mother was murdered, and her father now is going to spend the rest of his life behind bars.